Hey fellow YouTubers and netdenzians, my name is Leo Pond and welcome to Leo Loses It. Today I'm going to be sharing some personal information. This is going to be essentially the origin story of my weight loss program. You know, where it started. And it all started last year, 2012. And so if you're ready for a story, hold on, it's going to be a bumpy ride. I'd have to say I started losing weight when I started tracking my weight loss when I was at 540. As of this recording, I'm at 460. I'm at 80 pounds lost. I lost a bulk of that after August of last year, starting in September. But let's backtrack a little bit. I found a picture of me in 2011. I don't know what my weight was. I do know it was definitely above 540 because I didn't hit 540 until I think about February of 2012, maybe January. And this was July of 2011. So I can safely say that, you know, the tipping point was actually because of my wife. We'll get to more of that in a minute. Let's talk about 2012, how it was literally the worst year of my life and kicked me in the ass and brought me to rock bottom. And that's where my weight loss began. Starting in 2012, company I was working for, I was working for them for about 5 years, actually a little over 5 years, and it was a great company. I had no plans to leave, and I was happy working there. But the economy happened, and we went from, you know, over 100 people working for us, 3 locations, then down to 2 locations, and then bankrupt. I was up there until the very end, which was about March, up until the auction where we sold off all the equipment. And then after that, it was decided that we go down to Florida. We live in Connecticut. My wife's parents weren't doing too well, especially her father. He had late-stage Parkinson's, and he's just not doing too well. So it was thought that we go down there and my wife helps them both out. And we started making preparations to move down to Florida. While we're doing that, our dog Mikey, more importantly her dog Mikey, he was diagnosed with an advanced cancer, and June 10th I had to put him down. He deteriorated right in front of us, and the last night I was taking him out for a walk. He wanted to go around the mailboxes where he normally goes, and he just couldn't make it. He collapsed in the street, and I had to carry him in, and I knew it was time. And the next day, brought him in, and you know, I was up there. I stayed with him, you know, up until you know, his light was gone. So that was difficult, and but soon after that, we moved down to Florida. We drove down, which was very difficult, but I did it. And we were there. There was some friction with Tara's mother. She's very critical of Tara. Tara wasn't happy down there. She wanted to come back up here, and you know, it just wasn't right for us, you know. But she didn't get to make that decision, and I'll tell you why. Here's another picture of Tara, but more importantly, this is the last picture I have of Tara. August 10th, she passed. We were down there we got down there beginning of July, and she was gone August 10th. She passed right in front of me. She wasn't feeling good that day. and she wanted to take the day off. I told her, you know, you've been working too hard. She did a lot for her parents. She essentially was like a housekeeper. She went over there, she cleaned, she did the laundry. When she was just supposed to be taking care of her father. Her mother just wanted to keep her active. So, she was very tired that day. She wasn't feeling good. I told her to take the day off, and she called her mother and said she's not coming in. And her mother gave her a guilt trip and said, her mother was going to go out anyway and leave her father alone. So obviously she was worried about her father. Her father was prone to falling, so she went into work and worked the whole day. And at the end of the day, she wanted to go shopping with her aunt, and she called and asked, "Can we go grocery shopping?" I said, "Sure," because it wasn't our normal day, and whatever she wanted to make her happy. I knew she wasn't feeling well, so we decided to go grocery shopping. Terrible thunderstorm. I take her and her aunt, and the place loses power. She's frightened. It's just a very, very bad storm. So we drop off her aunt with her groceries, and we bring our groceries home. And I say, well, if you had a bad day, why don't I told her I'd get her a nice steak dinner at her favorite place. Sort of like a treat. She's had a rough day, so we go have that. Come home. Later on in the night, I wasn't feeling well for some reason, so I decided to stay downstairs, and she went up to bed, and I hear her fall. I call out to her. She doesn't answer. I run upstairs. I find her on the floor. And I hear her make a noise, and that was the last thing I heard her make. Just the look in her eyes was pretty difficult. I worked on her until paramedics came, but she was already gone. And somebody you've been with for 13 years just passing right in front of you is very difficult. Turned out she was born with a heart defect, and they say it doesn't really go, it's really not found unless you have other heart problems, and she wasn't. She was overweight, but she was happy with who she was, and I know her mother was very critical about her weight, but she was happy, and I was happy she was happy. But she never had anything that could have found, this issue. And I was in a pretty dark place for a while. Right away, my sister and mother come down to Florida to stay with me. They were there the next day, and stayed with me until I decided to pack up and go back up to Connecticut. I had originally plans to go back down there, but it's when I came back up here, just my family, the support, my friends, everybody I love, they're what keep me going, and but after it happened, before I came up, I was literally at rock bottom, and the days were just so dark, and I began to look at my life and think, what future do I have? I'm a huge guy. Who's gonna, nobody's gonna love me. I'm just gonna be alone for the rest of my life, and life is gonna be pretty shitty for the rest of my life, and that's what I essentially thought. And so, I got to the point where I said, you know what, there's two things I can do. One, I can just curl up and die, and that's it. You know, literally, I thought that. Or I can stand up, dust myself off, and fight my ass off. And when I made the decision to stand up and fight, I cannot explain to you the amount of energy that surged through me. It was so amazing. I remember having so much energy that day that I knew that from this day forward, I'm going to fight my ass off. I'm going to stand up, lose the weight, and just live life for the fullest. And that's what I did. As soon as I got back to from Florida, as soon as I drove back up to Connecticut, I drove up with just 3 bags and my dogs and my computer. And my mother, my sister flew up. As soon as I got back up, got myself a haircut, joined the gym, and started walking. And at that time, I really started using this program called MyFitnessPal religiously. MyFitnessPal is a free program. It just, you put in your height, your weight, your age, your sex, and it tells you, okay, you're supposed to have this many calories a day. So in the beginning, I started eating very little. Almost passed out one time. I mean, keeping myself to around 700-800 calories. That was crazy. But then I started having more. So I was keeping myself to around 1,500-1,800 calories between that, and then walking every day. And then between September and December, I lost 50 pounds. All from just watching what I eat and walking. No miracle pill, no nothing. Just watching what I eat. I didn't change what I ate. I still went out. I still had pizza. But that was the thing also, is living life to the fullest. I started going out a lot more. Started reconnecting with family and just meeting new people. And just going out and having fun. That was the key. I said, you know, there was this key moment. My sister called and said, oh, there's a farmer's market. It's like a really popular. It was like a small fair. Do you want to go? And the old me would have said no. You know, I don't want to go to that. It's too many people. And then I said, you know, mentally, you know, it's I said, why am I saying no? That's the old me. The new me says yes. So I said yes. Anytime I was posed a question where I would normally say no, I said yes regardless. That's what I did. So I started going out and having fun and enjoying life and just changing my life for the better. And that's what I did. This was me right before. I'm at 520 pounds right there, and that was in end of August, beginning of September, right before I came up. I went to the pier with my sister, and you know, that just to walk the pier. As you can see, it's a pretty big difference visually. That's 60 pounds there. 60 pounds difference. Because I lost 20 pounds from beginning of 2012 to September. I was 520. And that shirt, I can't even wear that anymore. That's way too big on me. So there you have it. That's my origin story. That's what caused me to start losing weight was, you know, it's just life, you know. I was at the lowest point, and I decided that I wanted to live life. You know, it's difficult still, but I have a lot of people in my life that I love, and a lot of people in my life that love me. And matter of fact, as of this this recording, I've met somebody pretty incredible, and you know, life is looking forward. You know, looking up, and it's still difficult at times. I'm unemployed at this time, and so that makes things a little difficult, a little frustrating. But I know that every day is a battle. Every day I have to fight. Because, you know, when the shock wore off, that was another thing was, you know, I knew that I didn't have the fight I did in August, come January. I had to go back down to Florida and grab all my stuff and move back up here. That was also very difficult. That triggered a lot of emotions, and I had a falling out with my mother-in-law, who turned out to be a very, very evil woman. Some of the things she said is just very, very hurtful. And I know it is probably just her probably dealing with her own demons on how she treated her daughter and probably trying to project that onto me. But it was still very hurtful, and you know, even then going back into that place, everything flashed back. It was just, you know, that moment in time came right back. And so dealing with that for, you know, last couple months was a little difficult, but I've made a lot of progress, and still going out, still, you know, trying to enjoy life, and I am. So I mean, that's about it. That's about it for my story. Oh, one thing I was gonna say is, you know, refinding myself. You know, it's after the shock and everything wore off, and not having that same amount of energy. Refinding that was another difficult journey. But having the people in my life, the support system that I have, I've been able to refine my support, and you know, I wasn't walking for, you know, since it was the winter, you know, using that as an excuse. We did have a lot of snow up here, up in the north, but I've been getting back to walking every day, and just trying to stay active, eat less, and that's about it. So that's my origin story. I hope I didn't bore you too much, but you know, a lot of people ask me, you know, what was the turning point? What made you lose weight? And that's it. You know, and the thing that's causing me to continue to lose weight is the people that I love and the people that love me. And you know, wanting to have a better life, wanting to experience life. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's no miracle pill, no magic system. Just eating less and staying active. And I do say the big thing is also giving up soda. You know, it's that's one of the best things you can do. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you check out my other weight loss videos, and I'll do these on a regular basis. Not videos this long, but you know, I'll keep communicating and let you know what's going on with me and my progress. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you later.